Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. Once again, we are working in the upstairs bathroom, which has a travertine stone tile on it. Because it is travertine, which is a real stone, it needs to be sealed, and we are going to use some sealant. Now, this bottle of sealant I bought at least 4 years ago. It actually lasts a really long time, and I typically can get 2 different times of sealing the shower out of it. So roughly 2 coats per time, and the last time we did it was almost 2 years ago, and then I'm going to do it again, which will finish off this bottle today. It's relatively cheap, and it does last a long time depending on how big your shower is. Tools you will need is a small paint tray. I like to buy these cheap little guys, and I will link these in the description as well because they're perfect to fill up with the sealant and then wash them out, set it aside somewhere, or throw it away if you really don't want to hassle with it. Next, you will also need some rubber gloves and a washcloth. I typically find the junkiest washcloth I can, and then when I'm done with it, I do throw it away. I don't keep it or try to wash it out in any way because it will just go hard, crusty, and junky. So grab the oldest one you got, when your wife won't care it's missing, and let's get started. Some people may think, well, why not use a paint roller with a sponge on it? The reason I say not to do that is because when you are rolling it and running this back and forth, you get spray out from it, and you don't have control over where that's going to go. So I like to use a rag because I can control where it's going to go, and I can just save these for later for other paint projects because you know we got some coming. We'll take our sealant and pour it into our tray, and I really recommend you be careful where things splash. And I don't mind coming back a few times to refill this tray because having too full of a tray and a slip up and dumping it everywhere is going to be a problem, but a little bit shouldn't be as bad. It's a little easier to manage. So set your sealant aside, grab your rag and your paint tray, and let's go. Now, I like to fold my rag so it's not just a big wad, but so that it's somewhat organized. Dab it in there. You don't got to go crazy. Take off some of the excess, but not a ton. Prior to any work that's been done on this shower, it has been deep cleaned and scrubbed really, really well so that it is ready to receive any caulking or sealant that's going to go on it, or sealant that's going to go on it. Another note is you have to let this fully dry. It cannot be damp or moist anywhere, or else it really just doesn't work that well. So you have to take this bathroom, or at least this shower, out of commission for a few days. Now, I don't need to coat this as thick up here because realistically, I don't get a lot of water spray up here, and it doesn't get as much repeated use. And you can tell that because this is still shiny over here. So my original sealant hasn't really worn off to begin with. So I'm just gonna do a light coat over it, get right by those shower heads, and just work my way down. And it goes so fast. So if you're willing to just take your bathroom out of commission for a couple days, this is a really easy project to do. And if there's a spot where you put it down and you're seeing a little bit too much, just go back over it with your rag, absorb some of it, and bring it along. And just work your way down kind of in I like to say squares because that's how this shower is done, but if you've got big marble slabs or granite slabs or whatever, you're gonna just kind of have to watch where you've gone. But the beauty of it is, if you're doing a shower that's in desperate need of it, you'll be able to tell because it'll look wet and shiny as opposed to dull and dry. If you were wondering what area in your shower needs the most coats, it is right below your soap trays because the soap scum comes off, rolls down, and it breaks down this section of seal faster than anywhere else in your tub, which is why this area also has the most damage in our caulking seal that we did in our last video. I'll link that video in the description as well. Along with your other soap trays or shampoo bottle holders, those areas get hit pretty hard. But if you look up on the wall there, you see it's still shiny right there. That tells me that the seal coat really hasn't broken down too much over there. But right here, it's dull and you're actually seeing a little bit of kind of lighter color in there. And as you go over it, it goes away, which tells me It's absorbing this sealant really well. So we're gonna put 3 coats if we can on this wall. And as simple as that, that's 1 coat done. I really recommend 2 coats minimum on all the walls, and if you can, go 3 coats on your back wall that's at least has the soap tray on it. That's kind of the most worn out, or at least it will wear the fastest out of all of them through the seals. So we're gonna come back in about 25 minutes and do another coat. Because I know I wanna get 3 coats on this wall, I'm gonna do this wall 1 more time, let that dry, and then everything else 1 more time. And this time I'm gonna work from the bottom up. Not because it matters, just because I can. You'll find as you're doing your second coat that the sealant goes a lot farther. The first layer is down. It creates a little bit of a protective barrier, and so the second layer just lays on a little thicker, but it doesn't go into all the crevices like the first layer will. So you get a lot more distance out of it, which is great news. This is another very vulnerable area because you set stuff on here, soap gets set on here, water can sit on here. In theory it shouldn't because it's sloped, but water still has a little bit of tension. All right, you guys, we are ready for our last and final coat for the entire shower. So I need just a little bit more cleaner or sealant. I'm gonna close that up. That pretty well does that for this bottle. It's pretty well empty. I know I don't have enough for another round in 2 more years. So I'm gonna be done with that bottle. You guys, this may look like an easy task to do, and that is because it is. This is such a simple thing to just take care of. I know a lot of people think, oh, I don't wanna use real stone, I don't wanna use real granite or marble because it does require some maintenance. Yes, it does. But the look of it is probably what you're wanting. If you're willing to do just a little bit of maintenance, you should go for the stone or the countertops or whatever real stone item you're looking at purchasing. Don't be scared of it. It's really not that hard to maintain it. And this is really durable. We've had this for 10 years. It's gone through a lot of kids bathing in this, a lot of showers bathing in this. I mean, I washed off the entire meth home every night in this shower, and it held up just fine. So, you guys, don't be scared of little tasks or little maintenance requirements from real stone items. If you've got any kind of tile or stone that needs to be sealed, go get it cleaned and sealed and get it done, and you're gonna feel better going into the next few months of especially the holiday season with knowing that it's protected the best that it can be. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Seal it with, I'm gonna seal it, that's backwards, okay. All-purpose stone. Once again, we are working in, gotta undress for this task. We'll take our sealant, oops. The first layer is down and create, the first layer is down and it creates, you should be trying to have it, that sounds silly, deter you, or don't let, what's the word I'm thinking? Don't let the, get it cleaned. Until next time,